What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of Macho Cine Talks, and this is our Christmas episode. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have some special guests, familiar faces. Over here on the couch, I was going to go with casting couch, but no, on the regular couch, we have our boy Pico. You guys will remember him from other episodes where what have we talked about, Pico, in other episodes?
Sir, this is my first time. Which camera do I look at?
Oh my God.
All right, let's cut. Hold on, pause for edit.
Lights, camera, action, let's roll! Welcome to the show, Macho Cine Talks! Where movies go with lights, camera, action, let's roll! Welcome to the show, Macho Cine Talks! Where movies go alive in the heart of the night! Breathe, have a fight, grab your popcorn time!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of Macho Cine Talks, and this is our Christmas episode. With me on the couch is Pico. You might remember him from our comedy episode and from our Halloween episode. What's up, Pico?
I've gained so much weight since the Halloween episode.
Whatever happened to your Jenny Craig diet that you were on?
Candy, and then all the movies we talked about, and we had tacos that day.
Made you hungry.
Thanksgiving, and I just... Next year.
Next year. You know what? January is right around the corner. You're going to have a great New Year's resolution, and I could just guess what's going to be on the list.
Every year. It's the same thing. I've got amnesia at this point.
That's all right. You know, there's always 2026. And behind the scenes on the audio mixer, we got our boy Raul Hernandez. What's up, Raul?
Hi, everybody.
You might remember him as an avatar in previous episodes, but we are getting rid of the avatar. Raul, you deserve to be seen, and that's why we've put a camera on you today.
Can I say something? That avatar made me realize, man, I look good in purple shirts.
Yeah, you know, you need to go and buy yourself a purple wardrobe and make sure you wear it on the next podcast. Next podcast, purple shirt.
Purple shirt.
Going to the number 1 Christmas movie.
Wait, hold on. No. We're not skipping to the movies yet. I have a question before we get there. So, guys, when you think of Christmas, what is your best or favorite Christmas memory?
I love sitting by the fire, drinking hot chocolate, watching the snow collect on my
In Miami.
The snow in Miami is made out of cocaine.
That's what we call snow down here. I mean, I could start. I'll start.
Yeah, go for it.
When I was, I don't know, maybe I was 9 or 10 years old, I went to my first movie theater experience ever.
Really?
I didn't watch a movie in a theater until I was like 9 or 10. Whatever year Titanic came out in, that's the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater. And my cousin Gladys, she took me to go see it. And it was like a magical experience for me because I feel like I went, the movie started, and then the movie ended. And it felt like it was a moment, an instant in time. It was so captivating. It had my full attention, and I just fell in love with the movie. And I guess I expressed that a lot to my cousin. I told her how much I love the movie, et cetera, et cetera. That Christmas, I didn't know she was going to do this. She comes to my house bearing gifts. She had the Titanic dual VHS tapes because it was so long, it came in 2 tapes. She gave me like a Titanic puzzle set. She gave me everything Titanic, and I was just so happy. And I don't know why that one sticks in my memory. Such a materialistic memory, and I'm saying that's my favorite. It's the one that comes to mind at the moment.
That was the day David Liz turned into a man.
Yeah, the day I turned into a man, the Titanic.
You know, when you put a videotape inside the VHS, the tape actually has a limited amount of times you can watch it. Fun fact, the moments where the nudity happened, all ruined on his
all
videotape.
ruined. All ruined. Near, far, wherever you are. And then, like, she's like, you know, like, I want you to, what is it? I want you to
draw me like
your
your French
this,
girls.
Only this. And then, like, one of her boobs shows.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, mommy, I like this movie so much.
This is my favorite movie ever.
That's what he was like. I love it so much.
I will say top 5 car sex scenes in a movie.
I wonder if anybody in the
Are
audience.
you forgetting about Gone in 60 Seconds? There was the whole thing about the shifter with Angelina Jolie.
Let's ride.
That's right.
Well, hold on. I want to see if anybody in the audience can tell me the exact time code when the first boobage is shown in this movie. Anybody?
It was definitely
Time code?
in tape 1.
It's definitely in tape 1.
definitely in
Most
tape one.
Definitely tape 1.
And then
okay.
here's the thing too that upsets me about the Titanic is that it's not period accurate. All right, it's not historically correct because Rose was too old for Leonardo DiCaprio. I think she was 26, and we all know that Leo only dates 25-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
Come to our
No.
comedy shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Date kind of comedy.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty. That's
So you got
pretty
the
good.
puzzle set, you got the VHSs, you went full.
I don't remember what else, but I remember those two gifts, and I just
Yeah.
remember just being so happy.
Nice.
What about you guys? Any memories? Christmas memories?
I love gifts when I was a kid. You know, that was the best. And then when I became old, I had to buy gifts. I started hating cookies. Don't like it anymore. Not my favorite.
I have 2 Christmas.
In other words, you're cheap.
I'm not saying that. I just want to say that I'm trying to extend my purchasing power.
You need to be a generous giver, Pico.
I
Give.
you time. I give you talent.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Fine.
I'll make you burritos.
So I got 2. My Christmas memory. Okay, number 1, getting an N64. Me and my brother getting an N64. I was
Oh,
a big,
and that was an expensive gift
Dude,
back in the
it
day. That
was-
got to be your parents gave you that.
yeah, it was my parents. I think each one of my relatives gave me a controller, but the idea was at the end of the night, all 4, me, my dad, my brother, my uncle, we were all playing Mario Kart at the end of the night, and we didn't
Nice.
stop playing Mario Kart until oh my god, I want to say
How
it was
exciting
1
was
o'clock.
it?
That's a nice memory.
It was the first time that you could play more than 2 players.
Dude.
You know, everything. All the consoles till then were 2 players.
And it was up in. So my dad had a big bubble Sony Avia.
Oh, cool.
Bro, it was like a 50-inch. It was massive at the time,
for
right?
the time?
That TV weighed, guys, it weighed like 350 pounds.
Wow.
Okay? And I know it sounds foolish, but because now we have like 90, 100-inch TVs now.
Yeah.
But playing a 4-player game on that TV was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you can see it's so big. It's
Yeah.
great. It's the best. So I always remember that. And then when my niece went through like her first, not when she was 1 year old, because they don't really have the memory bank, right? But when she was 2 years old, when she really had like kind of like a formulation of memories, I got her this monstrous teddy bear, like teddy bear size half the couch.
Nice.
And if you ever want to like kind of piss off the parents of any of your niece and nephews, get like not the expensive gift, but get the really big thing.
Yeah.
Or the ones that make
Because where they're going to
noise.
put it.
Because where they're gonna put it, but it's also gonna be the thing that dominates all the other gifts.
Oh, yeah.
So, I remember that day when she opened up the big teddy bear. It was awesome.
You overshadowed all the other gifts. All the other gifts
All
were
the other
caca to
princesses,
her.
yes, because
That's
big
awesome.
teddy bear.
Yeah, I think Christmas is such a beautiful time. It's my favorite holiday for sure. It's you get 2 weeks off from school.
Yeah.
You get a chance to get new toys, and like for me, I'm a religious guy. I love that we're celebrating Jesus and celebrating his birth, and I think that that's a wonderful thing to celebrate.
I really apologize after intervening here because
Yeah.
I hear my mom yelling at me already. So another great Christmas memory is my mom annually makes me and my family, I know it sounds ridiculous, but Christmas breakfast burritos.
Oh, cool.
Oh, and they're delicious.
Nice.
Thank you, Mom. Please don't yell at me. I love you. She's one of our most loyal listeners. She's
Raul's mom, we love you.
Hey.
Part of, I feel like, having that time off, being with the family, is watching movies with them and watching Christmas movies. And at least for me, one of the best and most iconic 2 movies are Home Alone and Home Alone Lost in New York. I mean, to me, they exemplify Christmas. I watch them to get into the Christmas spirit, to get into the Christmas mood.
It is the quintessential 90s Christmas movie. Literally made Macaulay Culkin's career. Can we be honest though? Can we all be real now? Anything that's not Home Alone 1 or 2 and that tries to put the name Home Alone on it is
a failure.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. Although part 3 wasn't terrible, but it was
Part 3 was already with the other little boy. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It was with the other little boy, but it wasn't as terrible. It
wasn't that bad, but it was just not to the level.
Yeah, part 1 and part 2 though. Primo. That's primo. Early to mid 90s Christmas nostalgia.
Can we say that part 2 is better than part 1?
That's a good question.
You know what? Part 2, I like the fact that he's in the city. That I love that. New York also is huge when it comes to Christmas. The way they decorate the streets and the stores, and the fact that it gets real cold. And I mean, we're from Miami, so it never gets quite that cold down here. So you kind of like miss out on a little bit of the Christmas experience. But when you're in New York and you're in the Big Apple, I mean that. In
Rockefeller
December,
Center.
yeah, Rockefeller with the big tree. That is Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the #1 Donald Trump movie.
Oh, well, now that Donald Trump has been elected president, I just want to give him a shout out because that's the movie that he's most known for being in, right? I mean, do you guys know how he made it into that movie?
The plaza was he owns it.
Well, because he owned the plaza, and that's where they filmed it. And he has a clause in all of his movie. Whenever they're trying to use any of his locations, he has a clause that says that he has to make a cameo, or he has to be at least given the opportunity to make a cameo in any production that uses any of his properties. But if the filmmakers during editing don't like the scene or the take, they have the ability and the right to remove that scene. So he gives them that option.
Trust him. He was the lawyer who wrote up that contract.
Well, I mean, the filmmakers obviously liked the scene enough because they could have cut it, but they left it. And I think it's a good little scene.
I have to admit, for cameos in the movie, and I know, yes, Trump is a controversial character, but that is one of the best cameos ever in a movie.
I like the way he dominated that role. He pointed to where the bathroom was. Hey, you got to go down the hall and around the corner. I heard rumors, okay? Don't fact check me, but maybe you should fact check me, that he has actually been edited out of the movie now. So anytime you see the movie now, he is no longer part of the movie, which I think that's upsetting.
I kind of heard the opposite. I heard that
they put more scenes in
No,
there.
they put a scene.
They AI'd him.
He's dancing.
Yeah.
He's dancing like this in one of the scenes. His
Pico,
famous little dancing.
I looked it up, and everything says just make Home Alone great again.
So actually, they rotoscoped Macaulay Culkin's face out, and it's just Trump.
Actually, in part 1, you know when Macaulay Culkin, right before he does the and he's combing his hair, he does a comb over just like Trump. So like they're really hinting back. I don't know. It's just an amazing thing what they're doing with Home Alone. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
I think we should do a Richie Rich remake since we're talking about Macaulay Culkin.
Starring Donald Trump.
Donald Trump and Baron Trump.
Okay. I'd watch that.
A lot of high angles because Baron Trump is 6'9".
He's huge. He's taller than LeBron.
Yeah.
Or maybe is LeBron?
LeBron, I think, is the same
6'8".
height. Yeah, 6'8", 6'9".
But anyways, so
Yes.
tall.
Yeah.
Speaking of Home Alone, I don't know if you've seen this video that's going around now. It's like becoming viral. They're trying to sell the Home Alone house, right? Where they shot the exteriors because the interiors were not shot at that house.
Yeah.
Those interiors were on a soundstage in a sorry, let me correct myself. They were not on a soundstage. They were shot in a gymnasium, in a high school gymnasium in like Illinois, somewhere in Illinois.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I have it here.
Because the house is in
Yeah.
Chicago.
I know that the high school was in Illinois. They built a set there, and that's the whole interior. But the exterior is on sale, and it's been like remodeled and everything. It's like going viral right now. And in the basement, they have like this full basketball court. It's like a mansion. I don't even know how much they're selling it for, but it's got to be in the tens of millions.
So I know that they took out the roundabout that's in the front of the house. They took it out entirely
yeah.
because I guess tourists would come up, obviously, to go park at the Home Alone house, the McCallister house, and the owner was like, "Hey, that's not what that's meant for." So they took out
this is
the
not the
roundabout.
McCallister house. This is the McStevens house. So you guys got to get the heck out of here.
Which, can we talk about something? What was Kevin McCallister's dad's job?
He was rich, boy.
He used to work in the union. He was the union boss for the trash.
So he was in the mafia,
He
basically.
was a union boss for the trash guys.
Yo, he had-
Sanitation. He did
he
sanitation.
was a sanitation worker. What are you talking
he
about?
was paying for like his brother-in-law, his family.
Don't worry about how I'm paying for this.
know?
Just enjoy the trip.
Yo, but he was pissed off though at the end, the New York one, part 2, where he saw that Kevin accumulated $900 worth of room service. He was pissed.
I'd be pissed
$900
too.
worth of room service, Kevin.
Bro, but okay, $900 worth of room service in 1994.
Yo, that's like $5,000.
That's
what
like
the heck did
a
Kevin eat, bro?
bananas amount of money.
Yo, Kevin was eating a lot.
But
All right, fight me or don't, but
Yeah.
fight me because I will die on this hill.
Let's hear.
The best Christmas movie of all time is 1994's The Santa Claus.
Oh,
Tim Allen
that's a great
at
movie.
his peak. Because say what you say about Tim Allen, which you can say a lot of things about him.
Yeah.
The man is a genius at his craft.
oh yeah.
And you know that was his first movie ever. Because before that, he was Tim the Toolman Taylor. You
Love
know,
that
the grunting.
show.
How does he do the grunting?
He's a man. And I love that show because he would out fix everything.
Did you love that show because of that or because of
Pamela Anderson. Even though she was like not on the show for that long.
No, she was on like I think maybe half of the first
Holly,
season.
right?
And she was only like a bit, like I'm talking about a bit of a bit character. She was only in there for like 15 seconds.
But you know that he almost didn't get the part because Disney didn't like the fact that he had a criminal record. He'd been arrested like in the 70s for drug possession. So kids, if you're going to leave out cookies for Santa this year, make sure you also leave out some crack cocaine because I think he liked that a little
I think
better.
it was powdered cocaine, and I think he was trafficking it.
Oh,
Yes.
even
It
worse.
wasn't possession.
he was a dealer.
Yeah.
is my
Even
understanding.
worse.
Yes. Have you ever
It's
seen
all
that picture of
movie,
him?
man.
It's ridiculous.
He looks so young, has a mustache.
Yeah.
He's smiling. The cocaine's still in him.
He looks so happy.
And then that's how he stays up all night delivering presents.
That's right. That's right. The Santa Claus, I love that's like a play on words, right?
Yeah.
The Santa Claus, because once you put on the suit, the clause is now you become Santa. And then like, it's crazy because he's kind of like a thin guy, right? And all of a sudden he's gaining weight. And then like he shaves his beard and then it just comes right back immediately. So he's like slowly turning into Santa. So I have a question. Pico, did you put on the suit? Or
Like, can we talk about how this was a movie like for kids and like the opening scene, like we kill Santa Claus?
Yeah.
He is, I would say, manslaughter.
A
right?
Santa Claus.
You know, because it
A
was
Santa Claus.
one of the,
it was the Santa Claus.
at
He
the
was
time,
the
yeah.
last one. This is like a John Wick. Like if you kill John Wick, you become John Wick.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, we look at it as like a wonderful child movie, but is the Santa Claus really a horror movie? Because he's like turning into a were Santa
Yeah.
all the time.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. It's like a curse.
Yeah, it's like a cur- I feel like when the old Santa dies, it was almost like relief. He's like, I'm
Like, oh,
free.
thank God.
And then like he like disappears into the snow and just the suit is left. Right?
I loved how they kind of like showed how he would get into houses, that his body would like kind of like morph into like whatever chimney
Yeah,
or exhaust there was. I always thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. And then part 2 was whatever. Part 1, I mean that movie did not need a part 2.
Yeah.
Brother, it could have had part 97, and I would have still been like, yeah, Tim Allen, you are Santa Claus. Nobody else can tell
Is
me
he the
otherwise.
best movie Santa Claus?
I would say so.
What about Miracle on 34th Street?
That's
The
already
yeah.
like
34th
Oh,
or
you're
37?
talking
I don't
about
know.
oh my God,
Night at the
The
Wonderful
guy
Life,
from
but-
the Jurassic Park guy.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, why can't I remember his name?
Attenborough.
But no, the first,
David Attenborough.
No,
first
not David.
Miracle,
David is the
because-
nature guy.
Okay.
that he's 99 years old, and they fly him to the Arctic, and it's every time, and it's like, I'm
But it's the
standing
brother.
here.
That sounds just like
Yeah, it's good, it's
Richard
good.
Attenborough.
I'm standing here in the North Pole, so you can see how the poor polar bear has no longer
That sounds
a
pretty
place
good.
to live. And he's like,
Not
he's
bad.
walking in the fucking Arctic. He's 99 years old. Just put him on a green screen. Leave the old man alone.
Pico, that is an amazing
Yo,
impression
I
of
watch a lot
David
of
Attenborough.
David Attenborough. I
They
love
must be
him.
paying him
Planet
good money
Earth.
for that.
And then in that same episode, he's like, I'm in the Amazonian jungle.
You fly to the Amazonian jungle. Goodness.
I've been writing you some bits. Come to our comedy show. Thank God comedy. Every Wednesday. No, every Tuesday in Wynwood.
I'm trying to think of other movie Santa Clauses.
Well, you know what was a Santa Claus that was accused of being a fake Santa Claus that smelled like beef in the movie Elf. And Will Ferrell's character sat on Santa's lap and realized that wasn't the real Santa. And the cool thing about that movie is that it was actually written a decade before they actually filmed it in 1993. And the guy that they wanted to use originally as Elf is, guess who? Guess who was popping in 1993?
Jim Carrey.
Robin Williams?
Jim Carrey!
Oh, Jim Carrey, okay.
I could see Robin Williams as Elf.
Yeah.
It was Jim Carrey. But then the movie got delayed, and he started doing other projects.
Yeah.
And then by the time they were ready to film the movie, like in 2002, he had already done
The Mask,
The
Ace
Grinch.
Ventura.
He had already
Grinch.
done his Christmas movie, and he was
Yeah.
done with it. So
Wow.
Will Ferrell was popping, and
Do you know that James Caan actually hated Will Ferrell throughout the whole shoot? Like, he's not acting. He legitimately hates.
Well,
I heard about that.
He didn't get it. He didn't understand. He's
until he
like,
saw the movie.
Hey, man, you suck at this. Like, you're not funny.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're doing is terrible. Yeah, and then he saw the movie. He's like, oh.
Okay, I get it. now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard about that.
that movie's a breakout movie not only for Will Ferrell, but for Jon Favreau. That's his first major directorial debut.
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel is
Yeah, a lot of
the
people were in that
love interest.
movie.
Pierre Dinklage. He was the businessman. He was
Oh,
the
yeah,
business guy.
They wanted to make a sequel for that movie, and they were going to pay Will Ferrell $29 million. But Will Ferrell thought, you know what? I don't want to piss off the fans and disappoint the fans. But then, soon after that, he did that movie Holmes and Watson,
Yeah.
which is considered his worst movie ever, and actually won a Razzie for worst movie. So he disappointed the audience anyways and missed out on $29 million.
I think he did the right choice.
Yeah.
The right choice.
Speaking on Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell, one of my favorite all-time SNL bits of all time is jacuzzi lifeguard, and it's Jim Carrey playing as lifeguard of a jacuzzi in a gym,
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
and Will Ferrell tries to get into the jacuzzi, and it is gold. It is probably one of the best skits that SNL's ever done.
Another one of those movies that fight me if you want, but you're not going to, which is one of the best Christmas movies of all time, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
I'm the host, and I haven't seen it. I haven't
Chevy
seen that one.
Chase,
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
where he lights up the house.
Yeah, I know. I've seen clips. I haven't seen the
And the
whole
cat.
There's whole
And the above ground pool and the
what do you call these balloons now that we put in front of the houses? The little
The inflatables?
The inflatables.
Yeah.
There's a whole inflatable dedicated to. It's the Camp Trainer inflator.
No, I mean,
inflatable.
I know how it's been incorporated into pop culture and it's
Yeah.
part of the social zeitgeist or whatever.
Hey.
I just never seen the whole thing.
Hey, Gen Z, definitely recommend it. And they'll watch it and be like, this is extremely problematic. It probably is. I haven't seen it in a while. There's definitely some parts that are, kind of perverted old man jokes.
The blessing. Bro, there's so many Quobo lines in that movie. Hey, your shitter's full. It's something. It's a great movie. Oh man, that's a movie I used to always be on TNT or TBS during the holiday season.
We're showing our ages, but Scrooged
Oh, Scrooged with Bill
with
Murray,
Bill Murray,
Oh, yeah. But
1988.
that one's an old
really
movie.
old.
Bobcat
Yeah, yeah.
Goldthwait is in it. Who else is in that movie? There's a lot of great.
Bad
actors.
Santa.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Hold on, but before we
We're
get to
moving
Bad
really
Santa,
fast, yeah.
hold on. We're moving quickly. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Since we were talking about Jim Carrey,
What a great movie.
we got to talk about How the Grinch Stole Christmas because that movie was so good. And fun fact about that movie is the costume was made out of yak hair dyed in green and then glued to a spandex bodysuit. Then he had to spend 3 hours in makeup to put it, glue all that stuff on his face, the contacts. And apparently it was so painful and uncomfortable for Jim Carrey that the production hired a CIA operative who his specialty was torture. Actually, his specialty exactly, I'm going to tell you right now, was I wrote it down because I thought it was so interesting. Oh, a CIA operative who specialized in torture resistance to help Carrie cope with the discomfort of the makeup and the costume. Like, that's how bad it was. No wonder he didn't want to do Elf. He's like, oh, I don't want to do anything with Christmas anymore.
Bro, and that's like, it is an intense makeup when you see it. It's so intense. And I think there's like stories about he almost went blind from the contacts.
Yeah.
Because the contacts were like huge.
Yeah.
And he still gives like an award-winning, like
An
amazing
performance. No. Everybody like feels something when the line where he says, maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store.
Yeah.
Maybe Christmas means something more. And then he grasps his chest.
Yeah.
And his heart grew 3 sizes. I mean, that's just like, what a moment, right? They executed that so well in that movie.
So I'm gonna say something super controversial right now.
What is that?
I like the cartoon more than I like the live
Really?
action.
Nah, not me. I like the movie. I like the live action more. What do you like more about the cartoon? That is shorter.
I like the finale in the cartoon.
Okay.
I like the when all the Who's are singing together in front of the tree. I don't know. I felt like way more like touching than it did in the movie.
That's fair. Who agrees? Who agrees that the cartoon version of the Grinch is better than the live action?
The original
Jim Carrey?
cartoon, not the new CGI.
Yeah, the original. I don't know when that was made. Pico? Whatever. Somebody in the comments, you'll know when it was made, and please tell us, which movie do you like more? The original Grinch cartoon or the Jim Carrey live action version?
1966.
1966. Yeah. He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Oh, I don't know the rest of the words, but I know the melody. Da da da. Anyways, yeah, that I mean the cartoon's great.
The cartoon is great.
Isn't it Boris Karloff that does the voice of the narrator?
I mean, we gotta look
that
it up.
sings the voice. I think it's Boris Karloff.
It is Border Car.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So you even have like a little bit of like Hollywood history behind it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Who is like obviously the most famous Frankenstein ever?
Yeah,
It's
and the
perfect
Mummy.
to
I
play
think
him.
he was also the Mummy.
He also
right?
played the Mummy. No.
He played a few of the Universal movie monsters. I know that. But I have to give a lot of credit to Jim Carrey because that is amazing. Even the way he walked in that movie.
You know that he studied with a movement coach who had him studying dogs and birds and the way they move to help him incorporate that into the movement of the character of the Grinch.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like, this is totally not a Christmas movie, but Robert Patrick for T-1000, they made him watch like hours and hours of praying mantises and like insects. That's why his movements are very like the way he runs is very like not only robotic but like insectoid. Yeah, it's very unique.
He also had to run without opening his mouth and without being out of breath.
Wow.
And he trained.
You have to be in really good shape for that.
Oh yeah.
So he could be a robot. Robots not supposed to be out of breath.
Speaking of Terminator 2, this segues perfectly into, what am I going to say?
Jingle All the Way! Oh my God, I love Jingle All the Way.
That's got to be one of my favorite Christmas movies. And you know, it was inspired by the toy crazes from the 80s and the 90s when like the Cabbage Patch doll and the Furbies, and every Christmas there was a new toy and the malls would get swamped, filled with people. And it was just chaos and it was mayhem. And the writer was like, man, this is great. Like, this is great for a movie. Somebody should do a movie about this. And that's exactly what they did.
I need to get the toy. I need to buy the toy for my boy.
Oh my God.
The Turbo Man.
The Turbo Man.
The
Turbo Man. I need the Turbo Man now.
As a matter of fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger was not the first choice for the character that he plays in Jingle All the Way. Do you want to guess who was the first choice?
I'm going to guess Sylvester Stallone.
No, Tim Allen.
No way.
But he was busy filming the Santa Claus.
Thank God. Because half of what makes Jingle All the Way is Arnold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even though, like, that movie has a great cast.
Oh my goodness.
Sinbad's hilarious in that movie.
He was the genie, right?
Yeah. We're back to this.
Phil
Please
Hartman.
reference one of our older Macho Cine talks to get this inside joke. Okay.
Phil Hartman being like the perfect like foil to him.
Oh, these cookies!
Put the cookie down
now!
Such a good man. That movie's so quotable up and down.
I'm not a pervert. I'm just looking for a Turbo Man doll.
I think we should have the Costco guys do Jingle All the Way now.
No.
It's a double chocolate cookie.
No, I give that the doom. That's a horrible idea, bro.
I love that movie, but I cannot help but think of the tragedy of Phil Hartman and the way he was brutally killed.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this was his last live action movie. He did a few other voiceovers for animations and stuff like that, and he did a couple of TV shows, but this was his last movie that he was in. And I don't know if you guys know the story, but his wife, who was his third wife, by the way, she was an alcoholic, she was a drug addict, and she always wanted to be a star. She wanted to be in the movies. And now she was married to this guy who's super well connected, but he never wanted to get her into the business. Maybe because he thought she was unreliable. Who knows? He had his reasons. He knew her. So that frustrated her. And that created very toxic relationship between them. They would fight all the time. And then one night after a particularly terrible fight, she does some cocaine. He falls asleep. She goes into the bedroom and she shoots him between the eyes, in the neck, and in the chest.
Jesus.
Then she runs out of the house and goes to her friend's house in a frantic, moment, and tells her friend what happened. The friend doesn't believe her, so they both go back to the house. And when he sees Phil there dead on the bed, he calls the cops. And when the cops come, she hides in the bathroom and offs herself.
Yeah.
So I mean, what a tragedy.
And again, SNL alum, so funny. Phil Hartman, you don't think about this, but Phil Hartman's so important to The Simpsons, News Radio,
He's Troy McClure.
I mean, it's so many.
You might remember
things.
him from such movies as The Welder and The Welder Part 2 coming soon.
I used to love News Radio. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, Andy Dick, and man, Phil Hartman was so fun. And again, he's so funny in Jingle All the Way and other films he's been in. He's just he knows how to play his character and his role so well.
Yeah.
And again, it's sad, but this movie was it was stacked with a lot of talent. Of course, surrounded by, it was pinned down by Arnold. The Big Show's in this movie. James Belushi's in this movie. You don't even think about James Belushi's in this movie.
Wait, Jim Belushi?
James Belushi.
Oh, I was like, wait, Jim was dead by the time.
Yeah.
And then they made the abomination known as Jingle All the Way 2.
No, they didn't. Did they?
With everyone's favorite redneck, Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh boy, I didn't know about that.
2014.
Oh my God.
Oh, so it was recently too. Not too long ago.
That's
10
a
years
long time ago, bro.
It feels like it's recently.
You don't know, man.
I guess it was a decade ago.
IMDb gives it a... What do you think? What is an IMDb score for Jingle All the Way 2?
A 2.
I'm going to go 3.4.
3.8. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a nice 32%.
I wonder what the Rotten Tomatoes for Jingle All the Way is, because I know a lot of people didn't initially
Really
Jingle
Get
All
down!
the Way, but it is won over so many audience. Man, that movie's so good, bro.
That's such a good movie. I'm gonna go home and watch it.
Oh, my
But
God.
not.
Chat, put your guesses on. For
Okay.
Jingle All the Way number
Are we doing
one.
the
Jingle All the Way
popcorn
for
or the-
IMDb or
IMDb rating of
7.2.
I'm going to say 6.9.
5.7.
Dang,
No,
that's
that's
low.
a disservice.
But here, Google says 82% of people like this movie.
That's why the critics
Rotten
can't trust the critics.
Tomatoes gives it a better or worse than
Better.
better or worse than Jingle All the Way 2.
Oh, better. Obviously.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes is saying that Jingle All the Way 1 is worse than Jingle All the Way 2. Is that what you're insinuating?
No way.
Rotten Tomatoes gives Jingle All the Way 1 21%.
Wow.
That is, and now I know the
Terrible.
controversy of Jingle All the Way. I remember now. The controversy with Jingle All the Way, especially it was a PG-13 movie, and what's one of the big things about Jingle All the Way?
That the neighbor is trying to get with the
No.
the wife or something?
Which, by the way, the wife is Rita Wilson, wife of Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, yeah.
But
And the kid, he plays who later on in the early
Anakin.
2000s?
Yeah,
Anakin.
he's Anakin.
Yeah, that's right.
Jake Lloyd. No, the big controversy was because it was Arnold, because it was a PG-13 movie, and the big thing about it was Santa Claus is not real.
Oh.
And that was a big deal. Like, it was showing, like, kind of like the real process of
right.
They showed you how the
Christmas.
sausage was
A
made.
little
But they
bit.
never say, "Oh, Santa Claus isn't real."
Well,
but they kind of insinuate.
They kind of insinuate,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that was like one of the. I remember Santa Claus is real for anyone out there.
Santa Claus is real.
You know what's another? I guess it's not a Christmas movie, but it's set
Yeah.
in Christmas, and this is unexpected. People may or may not agree with this, but it is a movie set in Christmas time, and this is Macho Cine talks. So I have to bring it up. Rocky 4, when Rocky fights Ivan Drago. It is December 25th, and that is Christmas, my dear friends. That is Christmas. I think there's like a deeper meaning behind that too, right? Because we're talking about all these like funny Christmas movies, but I feel like Christmas is it's fun and it's enjoyable and everything, but there's like a deeper, loving, connectedness aspect to Christmas. The fight happens on Christmas in Moscow, and if you think about it, it's kind of like a metaphor for like Rocky's decision to fight Drago. It's not just like a personal glory type thing. It's like a symbolic gift to his family and to his country, his sacrifice of being away from his family,
His son.
Ay, no me toques.
I just want to be with my son now.
And being away from his loved ones on the holidays to fight a formidable opponent is like a powerful metaphor for sacrifices that we make for the ones that we love, and sacrifice for the ones we love. What's
Yeah.
more Christmas than that?
Now, since we're talking about movies that aren't really Christmas movies, you know,
Okay.
you have to fall into the cliche that is Die Hard.
All right.
And if you love Die Hard, you are going to love Violent Night.
Violet Night. I haven't seen that one.
Came out in 2022.
Okay.
It's David Harbour. He's Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
I've heard about. I did see
And
that.
there was a rich family whose house is getting broken into. John Leguizamo is a piece of shit. Take this out of context. That's how you should just start the clip.
Leguizamo was a.
You're like, what the
I'm not
fuck?
gonna
What
say
did
it 'cause
John
then it'll
do?
get me
In
out
the
of-
movie,
take me
John
out of
Leguizamo was a
context.
piece of shit. In Violent Night, and Santa Claus is going to save this family with good old-fashioned American gunfights.
So there was like a proliferation of Santa Claus fighting back movies.
Yeah.
Because even though that one I do remember, the one I remember more is there's a Mel Gibson
I was gonna
Santa
say the Mel
Claus
Gibson
one.
one, yeah.
And that one I remember more.
Yeah.
And then after the pandemic, all the days just kind of blended.
Yeah.
So 2022 was a weird year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was still kind of like,
Do you when you watch a Christmas, let's say setting of Christmas movie, do you like it to be like a happy, jolly movie? Do you like it to be an action
It has
thriller?
to have a happy ending.
Do you like a comedy or do you like a horror?
Well, I know there's
Christmas?
some horror like Krampus.
Krampus is the first one I
Right?
thought of. It's
Yeah.
really good. Krampus is a really good
And
Christmas horror movie.
Terrorizer 3 is set in Christmas time. So that's another Christmas movie, I guess you could call it.
So now, what is the best Christmas horror movie? Because there's
The best Christmas horror movie, this is very easy. It's a movie that's not only a Christmas movie, but it is also simultaneously a Halloween movie, and maybe not so much a horror, but it is Nightmare
Leprechaun.
Before
I
Christmas.
thought it was the
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm like, the last time I was saying that Nightmare Before Christmas was a Halloween movie, and I was getting some pushback telling me that it was a Christmas movie.
Christmas
I've come
movie.
to the conclusion that it is both.
Yes.
It is a Halloween movie. It is a Christmas movie. It can be both. Why not?
So I have to interject.
Okay,
I have to
let's hear it.
challenge this. I think the best Christmas horror movie of all time is Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins.
Was that a Christmas set movie?
That was movie. Yeah,
It is, it is.
It's literally in the middle of Christmas.
All right, you win this one. Thank you so much for watching Macho Cine Talks. Gremlins is the #1 Christmas movie.
Is that what it's like there on Google? Is it? That's what it says?
It isn't even showing up as a Christmas movie.
Gremlins.
You know what? We didn't even mention, and it's a classic. Apparently, Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie.
Oh.
I only saw that movie a couple times when I was a kid, and I didn't really connect to it that much.
a great
Burton.
movie.
Tim Burton does a lot of movies set around the holidays.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to talk about this, but both Batmans that he did are kind of set around Christmas time.
Well, definitely Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Like the first movie I ever owned on VHS was Batman Returns.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, like researching the movie, I found so many really cool things about it. Like Danny DeVito, who plays the Penguin, he's like a method actor, and he stayed in character as the Penguin the whole time. So when he was at lunch, he would like growl at the people sitting around him, and he would eat like a pig, just like the Penguin eats in the movie. And this girl, Michelle Pfeiffer, her suit, her cat suit, who she plays Catwoman, it's so tight. They have to vacuum seal it to her body, and then they have to sew it on.
Oh, man.
So it's kind of like there's a lot of cool things about that movie. But yeah, it is set on Christmas time.
That is a beautifully shot movie.
So,
I think
so
about that
cool
movie.
Such a cool
I like all the good visuals in that movie and how like well shot that movie is. I think that's one of Tim Burton's like best. Like,
yeah, I
best
think so.
outings.
I'm here to just
Returns.
debunk all the false information being
Okay.
spread by this gentleman right here.
What did I say?
Who honestly, I need to apologize to our audience. We need do better, sir. He
What?
said that Grinch was Jim Carrey's only Christmas movie, but in 2009, he was Scrooge in A Christmas
Hold
Carol.
on. I said that was his only movie at the time when they were doing Elf, which was in 2003. Okay? So I am correct, sir.
I just want to give fuel to the commenters.
I am correct, sir.
But it's also like an animation, so
Yeah.
technically.
Go.
The cat suit was ripping, and you got to see Michelle Pfeiffer's nips.
Yeah. The reason that Batman Returns, which was Tim Burton's second Batman, the reason it was so much better than the first one is because he was under the studio's thumb on the first one. They wanted him to do a superhero movie about Batman. When they approached him to do the sequel, he did not want to do it. He did not want to be under the producer's thumb again. But then they gave him freedom. They said, okay, look, we're going to let you do whatever you want. You have creative license. Make this a Tim Burton Batman. And that's why I feel the second one, Batman Returns, is so much better than the first.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
And man, what a risk. I mean, I understand that Tim Burton is a theatrical genius.
Yeah.
But what a risk to take on a movie to give him full reign and control of Batman.
Yeah.
And he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. To go to the Scrooge movie that Jim Carrey was in, there was like a few movies that made Christmas time with that type of animation that like what's it called? The Uncanny Valley movies.
Oh, yeah.
That I don't like, and some people love. Like, I don't like Polar Express.
I don't like it at all. It's so
I think
like
it's so bad.
weird. Yeah, the characters, they just look too real and too fake at the same time.
Yeah.
It's disturbing, in my opinion.
Yeah. So like that and Scrooge,
Zoom.
I put them because they're kind of similar. I think they're probably the same. They're both DreamWorks, I'm pretty sure, and they just don't. They don't hit with me. They don't vibe with me really well.
Wait, hold on. We were just talking about Batman,
Yeah.
so let's just jump back real quick to
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks that was directed by Tim Burton, but it wasn't. It was directed by Henry Selick.
Yes.
It was directed by Henry Selick, but the thing is that Henry Selick, who is amazing at creating stop motion movies, he did James and the Giant Peach, he did Coraline later on in his career. I guess him and Tim Burton sort of clashed.
Yeah.
Because, he's the director of the movie, and then Tim Burton will come on set and he would change everything. He would make decisions, without the director's knowledge or whatever. And then when the movie comes out, everybody gives the credit to Tim Burton. Everybody thinks the movie is directed by Tim Burton when it really wasn't. So there was like a rift between them.
I would imagine, imagine, especially in a stop motion movie, bro.
3 years to make that movie.
Dude, in a stop motion movie to do all
you
that.
have to give 3 years of your life to a project, and then the credit goes to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to share with you a very original joke that I wrote myself. I know I have a belly, but my belly has a superpower, and I know what type of person you are based on the soup you like.
Okay.
It's his joke.
Oh, okay.
Come on, you've seen him tell
I
that
don't
joke.
remember that joke.
What type of soup do you like? Chicken noodle?
Chicken noodle.
You're broke, but you think you're rich.
I like clam chowder. Whatever.
Clam chowder, you like hot creamy soup,
Yeah,
hot
white
creamy
creamy
liquids in
mouth.
your mouth.
Oh no!
I'm ruining his bit.
Oh man.
What about a tomato bisque?
Tomato bisque. You think you're rich, but you drive a Honda.
Oh,
He's
What
got
about
him loaded. He's
chicken
got him
noodle?
loaded.
Chicken noodle, you're broke. You're
okay.
broke as a fuck. Excuse me.
Minestrone.
Minestrone. You think you're Italian, but you're really Cuban.
What else is there?
Are we really doing this?
Matzo ball soup.
We can't burn.
Matzo ball soup. You think you're Jewish, but clearly Cuban.
Ew. All
There's
right.
got to be more soups.
How
out
long,
there.
how long has it been?
Wait, hold on. Alphabet soup.
Alphabet soup. You rode the short bus.
Yeah.
You ain't that smart.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, bro, we could do this all day. But okay. So movie that actually a whole group of films that we haven't talked about that every single one has something about Christmas are the Harry Potter movies.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. I don't know. I never got into Harry Potter. And I don't know if it's because I was already kind of a little bit older when the movies came out and I didn't identify as a nerd yet. I stole that joke from you, Pico.
Happy Christmas,
So
Harry.
I started identifying as a nerd later in life.
Yeah.
And so now I have to go rewatch all the movies that I didn't watch back then now. So I'm playing catch up, guys.
That was the first time I ever heard someone say Happy Christmas instead of Merry Christmas. It bugged them.
Oh, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Is that how they say in the UK?
Apparently. Or at least that's
It's
how
like they
Emma
call it a
Watson said.
crumpet.
A crumpet.
It's like they call it a biscuit.
A biscuit's a cookie, right?
A biscuit's a cookie.
And then a crumpet, I guess, is a muffin?
A crumpet is also a cookie.
Yes.
Would you like to have some beans and toasts?
So bang is a mash.
Would you like to have a tomato and a mushroom for breakfast? Oh, some blood sausage.
That is probably the worst British accent I've ever heard. Guys, if you're
another.
watching us in Britain or in England, I apologize. We can do better. We will do better. I'm sorry.
May I have another one, please? Can I have more biscuits?
I got a
have some
question.
more.
This is more of a Christmas question than it is a movie question. How do you guys feel about candy canes? How are you guys about candy canes?
They're the best.
Yeah?
You suck on them until they're like sharp, and you can start stabbing.
That's
people.
true.
I did stab my brother a lot with
Could be
candy.
a-
You
definitely
always
stabbing
have
them.
such fresh breath.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. What's your guys' favorite Christmas food?
Day drinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it has to be something Christmas related, so it's got to be like
Eggnog.
Eggnog. There you go.
Eggnog, like sober eggnog, I'm down with. Or what am I even talking about? We're in Miami, bro. Coquito.
Coquito.
Coquito for
brother.
Christmas.
Come on.
You got to, man.
You gotta find your Boricua hookup in your local establishment.
Yeah,
Make sure you
bro.
get the
Let's be
coquito.
real. Coquito is just eggnog with a little bit more cinnamon and rum. That's it, bro. It's basically
Bro,
It's coconut stuff.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
completely different.
I'm gonna let my.
There's
my
no
Bo-
eggs
My
in
Boricua
it's
Coquito.
close
friends.
enough.
It's.
I'm gonna get now. This is gonna get
This
me
is
crucified.
gonna get us, controversial.
basically a coconut flan without baking it.
I will say for Christmas, a flan. Actually, I think a lot of Christmas
I love
time.
flan. I love flan. I feel like when I was a kid and it was Christmas time, on all the Spanish channels, they would put like these movies about Jesus, and like it was all like these like Jesus when he was like born, the nativity,
Yeah.
and all of these things, and like when he grew up and like being like in the temple and like teaching like the older rabbis, like even though like he was a kid, he was teaching them stuff. And did you guys ever like flip the channels and come across that when you were a kid?
Not that, but you did like a flamethrower in my memory. You just lit up all of the stop motion Christmas movies, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Yes.
Frosty the Snowman. There's a name for them,
Frosty the Snowman,
dude.
And bro, Frosty's so sad. Like the fact that he has to die at the end. And there's a movie called Frost, which I think also has Michael Keaton in it.
Yes,
Which is about a guy who dies and he comes back as the snowman, right? To like be with his kid
his
or whatever.
kids,
And at
yeah,
the
yeah.
end, he has to die again, right? He melts away. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's right.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If only somebody would invent like something that would keep stuff really frozen.
I know.
We can call it
When?
we can call
When
it-
will we have something that keeps things
We
cold?
call it a frozenator.
Yeah, that's a good name for it. You should patent that.
a Frozenator.
What about the Disney Christmas movies. I remember there was like one that I really liked when I was a kid. It was like the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
And they were in the tree, and then I think it was Pluto or somebody comes and chops the tree down, and he brings the tree inside, and the Chipmunks now are like running amok inside the house. I mean, there was a lot of really good Christmas Disney like shorts, I guess, or TV.
Guys,
shorts.
have you ever seen a movie that has nothing to do with Christmas, but Christmas invades the movie? Have you ever seen something like that?
Like what? Like
I have a
which one?
case in point. Chronicles of Narnia. The first Chronicles of Narnia, the way all the kids get their weapons is from Santa Claus. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. It always weirds me out.
Yeah.
That's how they get their weapons is from Santa Claus. It's like Santa Claus like, hey, here is a katana. Hey, here is a shortened sword and shield. Hey, here's an AR-15. No, I'm joking.
Isn't it crazy that Santa Claus is, for the most part, an invention of like the Coca-Cola company? Because yes, there was historically a guy named Saint Nicholas, and he was a great guy. He was considered a saint by the Catholic Church, but he was kind of a defunct saint. So in the Catholic Church, if somebody dies and then they become a saint, right? They make them a saint, and then they don't produce any miracles for a certain amount of time. They become defunct, and they're kind of like thrown to the wayside. And so like Coca-Cola, like back in the day, they noticed that people would drink their product in the spring, in the summer, but not so much in the fall and in the winter. Because why are you going to drink a cold, refreshing drink when it's cold outside? So they, took this defunct Saint Nicholas, rebranded him, gave him the Coca-Cola colors on his costume or whatever, and then pushed for Christmas. By the way, back in the 20s or whatever, Christmas, sure, it was celebrated, it was acknowledged as the birth of Christ and all this, but the real big Christian holiday was Easter.
Yeah.
And Christmas was kind of like not as big.
Yeah.
Sure, we had mass, we did all that, but it wasn't that big. But Coca-Cola really pushed it, and guess what? Their sales went up. And now, because of Coca-Cola, Christmas is more celebrated than Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
It is the king holiday. I mean that in a bad way.
And for the record, Jesus was not born in December.
Yeah, I think it was like in June or July.
No, he was supposedly he was born in April.
In April.
He was born and he died in the same month, in April. And a lot of people think that he was actually born April 3rd because when they go to the Bible, they talk about the wise men saw like a very bright star that they followed and it led them to Jesus. And then when the astronomers, they're able to go and go back and follow the stars back in time and see where certain stars were.
Yeah.
And based on those calculations, they predict that he was actually probably most likely born April the 3rd.
Wow. David the theologist here.
Yeah. Just giving you guys some. And now somebody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong.
David, are you say they're going to crucify you?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
All right. Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, okay. I know what my favorite Christmas song is.
Okay.
We'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Elvis, baby. Elvis, Blue Christmas. That's my
I
favorite.
don't know about the favorite, but worst Christmas song? Okay. I just want a lot for Christmas.
No, hater. Why are you hating, man?
You hate her?
Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas?
I can't.
That song is awesome.
I can't hear it anymore.
Oh, I got another good one.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday.
That's
No
NSYNC,
matter
right?
what your holiday.
Do you know who does a
That's
good Christmas song? Michael Bublé.
What's your
what is
Christmas song?
I don't know. Who cares? He sings Merry Little Christmas like a crooner.
I know what song that he doesn't sing. That's one of my favorites.
Mi cubrito sabanero y camino de Belén.
Si me ven, Voy camino de Belén.
Oh.
Tupi, 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 tupi. Tupi, tupi, tupita.
That's the number one.
Apúrate, mi burrito, que ya vamos a llegar.
Number one Christmas song. Let's play us out with Burrito Sabanero. Thank you, everybody, for watching Macho Cine Talk.
Hey, what the heck?
Burrito Sabanero, voy camino de Belén.
Pico's trying to end the episode on a high note with the Burrito Sabanero song.
Oh, can we give a? Can
It's
we give
still
a?
Miami. I'm sweating in the sweater.
Hold on, Raul didn't say his favorite.
Can we
What
give
was-
an in memoriam
Oh,
to
who?
Santa's Enchanted Forest?
Oh, yeah.
Santa's Enchanted Forest
Before we
and
go, guys, we have to give like a very sad. Oh, I mean, everybody knows
I mean,
this. right?
technically, it's not closed forever. They only said this year. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Well, Santa's Enchanted Forest is not opening. Miami
Only
has
3 people have died in our rides. Santa's Enchanted Forest.
Look, Miami has 3 theme songs that every kid knows. Santa's Enchanted Forest. We have The Fair, Be There. It's all there. The Fair, Be There. And then we have Wait and see what there is to see at Miami Seaquarium.
Sadness.
Also R.I.P. Nice aquarium.
Also R.I.P. Yeah, man, that
Oh my
place has
God.
really gone downhill, and for the better, because those like big mammals, the whales, the dolphins, they don't deserve to be all. I mean, I'm getting maybe a little political here, but they don't deserve to be in those tight
Oh,
little
come on.
spaces.
Oh, so political to say that these poor orca whales should
Hopefully Trump will release them.
You know what I'm learning right
Like
now?
Trump is gonna release the whales and the dolphins like he released Kodak Black. Okay,
Because he
so-
doesn't want the dolphins to be in prison. And he doesn't want anybody to be in prison. Everybody gets free from prison.
All I'm
free from
learning-
prison. That's my. Everybody's gonna be free from prison.
Freedom. Freedom. This is
All
America.
I'm learning right now is that if you're a Miami company that had a jingle in the 90s, you are going to be done soon. Because it's
Well, you
like-
know who's still popping and they're still doing good?
Ride the Rapids.
If
have
you
some
get
fun.
an accident and you need cash now, call
Yeah,
JG.
but that's
What?
West National.
Yeah, that's not from Miami.
Oh, it's
I
not.
thought
Oh,
you were
I
gonna-
always thought it was Miami.
No,
Oh.
National.
I have an annuity and
That
I
opera
need
guy was funny.
cash now.
No, here. I'll give you some that are still Miami here. And they're probably still alive here. Go, okay, go ride the Rapids. Have some fun.
Ride the Rapids, everyone.
And then you have Florida Center for Cosmetic Surgery.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just one look is worth 1,000 words.
Wow, I need a note to send to school because I stayed home from school today.
Bro, that song will follow like every episode of Maury or Jerry Springer ever.
Yeah, because
Oh my
that's
God.
like in the summertime during the day. That's all there was
All
to
it
watch.
All there was. And like you would stay around for the infomercial for this plastic surgery. Ooh, show me the before and afters, please. Thank you. But yeah, I love Christmas in general. I love the songs.
I love Christmas too. It's my favorite holiday. It
Yeah.
really is.
Oh,
Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. This is our last episode of the year, our Christmas episode. Thank you.
It's background music.
Oh, it's the background music. Okay, keep it going, keep going. I want to thank you guys again. Please follow us on Macho Cine Talks on all our platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Watch our shorts, watch our longs. Raul, plug yourself, bro.
You guys can follow me at Funny Raul on all social media. Thank you so much.
Hey, background singer, plug yourself.
Catch my Christmas album coming out this year. It's just me singing Mi Burrito Sabanero for 60 minutes. It's just track after track of me saying Mi Burritos. And you can buy that at Pico TV or anywhere you get your podcasts.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas. Take care. We'll see you in 2025.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Tan, 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 tan.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Próspero año y felicidad.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Lights, camera, action.